Hello everyone, this is Rick and today we are going to discuss about the most important source of Mauryan history, that is the Ashokan inscriptions. These inscriptions were commissioned by the most famous Mauryan emperor Ashoka himself, and we are also going to discuss about different other archaeological and numismatic sources from the time of Mauryan Empire which will be valuable for its interpretation. So, without doing any delay, let's get into details. Early evidence of Ashoka's inscriptions. What are the early evidences of the inscriptions during the Mauryan period? Early 4th century BC, potsherds in Anuradhapura in Sri Lanka display the use of Brahmi scripts indicating pre-Mauryan usage. So there has been inscriptions found in the potsherds, which means ceramic breakages in Anuradhapura of Sri Lanka, where we find an use of Brahmi scripts. Thus, we get an indication that the Brahmi script was a pre-Mauryan language. Inscriptions might date to pre Maurya or early Maurya, showing a timeline that either overlaps or follows the Ashoka's era. So, these inscriptions may be before Maurya, that is pre Mauryan inscriptions, in the sense only the inscriptions of Anuradhapura, only the inscriptions which has been found in the potsherds of Anuradhapura may have been predating the Mauryan period or early Mauryan period, showing a timeline that overlaps or follows the Ashoka's era. The fragmentary Sanchi inscription mentions Bindusar, linking it to the Mauryan king, underscoring the tradition of inscribing imperial proclamations on stone during the Ashoka's reign. So the Sanchi inscription, the fragmentary Sanchi inscription mentions the second and one of the most important Mauryan king Bindusar, linking it to the Mauryan period, and thus is underscoring the tradition of inscribing imperial proclamations, which means proclamations made by the king on stone during Ashoka's reign. James Prinsep efforts on 19th century led to the recognition that many inscriptions referred to a single king, Ashoka, resolving historical ambiguities about their referent. So James Prinsep from the Asiatic Society discovered the discover interpreted the writings of Ashokan inscriptions. He learnt Brahmi from the Ashokan inscription, deciphered it, and thus he led to the foundation of historical interpretation in Indian history through the interpretation of Ashoka's inscriptions. And while reading the inscription, he understood that many of these inscriptions referred to a single king named Ashok, resolving historical ambiguities about their referent. Terms like Devanampriya, which means beloved of the gods, and Priyadasi means he who looks on with affection, in inscriptions were decoded as epithets for Ashoka thanks to texts like Deepa Bhamsha and Mahavamsha. Now, these words, Devanampriya and Priyadashi, these were epithets used for Emperor Ashoka, and with this we come to know about Emperor Ashoka. How did we know that these epithets are meant for Emperor Ashoka only? We know it from Buddhist texts like Deepa Bhamsha and Mahabhamsha. Linguistic and geographical spread. How far was the spread of Ashokan inscriptions and what was its language? Most Ashoka inscriptions are in Prakrit language and Brahmi script, reflecting the administrative lingua franca of the time. So, most of these inscriptions are in Prakrit language, and the script with which the Prakrit language was written was Brahmi script, and thus we get to know about the administrative language of the time. Spread across the Indian subcontinent, including spread places like Maski, Gujjara, and Greek Aramaic inscriptions in Kandahar. So it is spread everywhere. Ashokan inscriptions are spread in Kandahar and also south as far as Maski and Gujjara, addressing the administrative policies, ethical guidelines, and religious exhortations reflect the governance style that integrated moral philosophy. So here in this inscriptions, Ashoka highlighted his administrative policies, the moral principles which all the citizens of his empire must follow, the religious policies in his empire, and thus it reflects a governance style that integrated moral philosophy. Notable for bilingual Prakrit Aramaic inscriptions found in Lampaka and Kandahar, indicating cross cultural administrative practices. So, there have been bilingual inscriptions found in Prakrit and Aramaic language in places such as Lampaka and Kandahar, and thus it indicates that there was a cultural connection between India and Central Asia. Distinction between 14 major rock edicts and multiple pillar edicts, each placed strategically across various parts of the empire. So there has been distinction made between 14 major rock edicts and there are multiple pillar edicts. All does not look the same. Neither same things are written in all of this. So different kinds of inscriptions have been found on different materials in different parts of the Indian subcontinent, and thus there is a distinction between each and every one of them. Now, unique features of Ashoka's inscriptions. What were the unique features in the Ashokan inscriptions? Ashoka's inscriptions deviate from later royal inscriptions by using a personal tone and direct addresses. So, here the emperor himself is speaking to its citizens, and thus the tone of speaking, the tone of conversation is very much direct and personal towards the citizens of his country or of his empire. Some inscriptions mark the time elapsed since Ashoka's consecration, providing a timeline for historical events. So, in some of the inscriptions, the regnal year is mentioned, like in the 8th regnal year or in the 10th regnal year, the emperor did this, emperor did that. Like that, it is written, and so we get a timeline of the historical events done or which happened at the time of Emperor Ashok. They uniquely reflect Ashoka's ideas about his role and responsibilities as a ruler. So, in all the inscriptions, Ashoka's ideas, his role, the role of a king, and the responsibilities of a king are mentioned. They emphasize dharma, which means righteous duty. Here again and again, dharma does not mean religion, it means righteousness. So they emphasize on dharma, that is the righteous duty, and moral governance over mere administrative command. So moral governance is highlighted more than mere administrative command. Hence, people must be disciplined enough to follow certain righteous principles in their lives. While they discuss his philosophical and ethical stances, detailed descriptions of administrative mechanisms are limited. So there are detailed descriptions about the philosophies followed by Ashok and the philosophies which the state should follow, the citizens of the state should follow. But detailed description about the administrative policies and functions are missing. Now, list of Ashokan inscription. We will go through the list of important Ashokan inscription. At first, we have the 14 major rock edicts. I am just going to read the inscription, the name of the inscription, and where it is located. Girnar is located in Junagadh district, Gujarat. Kalsi is located in Dehradun district, Uttarakhand. Mansehra is located in Hazara district in Pakistan. Sahavasgari inscription is located in Mardan district in Pakistan. Sopara is located near Mumbai in Maharashtra. Dhauli is located in Khurda in Orissa. Jhaugada is located in Ganjam district, Orissa. Yaraguddi in Kurnool district, Andhra Pradesh. Delhi Topara, originally it was near Ambala, was moved to Delhi. Delhi Meerut, originally near Meerut, was moved to Delhi. Lauria Nandangarh was in western Champaran district, Bihar. Lauria Araraj in east Champaran district, Bihar. Rampurva in Champaran district, Bihar. Kosambi in Allahabad district of UP. Now we have the minor edicts. Sarnath, this is one of the most famous Ashokan inscription site in Varanasi district of UP. Lumbini is located in Rupandehi district of Nepal. Allahabad Lumbini inscription also refers to the birthplace of Buddha, that is in Lumbini. And Allahabad inscription is located in Prayagraj, UP. Currently it is also called Prayagraj inscription because of the change in name of the city Allahabad. Amravati inscription is located in Guntur district, Andhra Pradesh. Jatinga Rameshwara is located in Chitradurga district, Karnataka. Brahmagiri is again located in Chitradurga district, Karnataka. Siddhapur is located in Uttara Karnataka, Kannada in Karnataka state. Gavimat is located in Koppal district, Karnataka. Gundu is located in Koppal district, Karnataka. Maski is located in Raichur district of Karnataka. Rajula Mandagiri is located in Anantapur district of Andhra Pradesh. Yaraguddi is located in Kurnool district of Andhra Pradesh. Nittur is located in Udupi district of Karnataka. Uday Golam is located in Bellary district of Karnataka. Bellary district is noted for many of the archaeological sites in Indian subcontinent, important archaeological sites. Now we will go through the major pillar edicts. Now, while reading the pillar edicts, you must keep in mind the major rock edicts and the minor rock edicts can sometimes also be among the pillar edicts. Here, the writing style or the writing size is not the matter. Here, we are discussing about the important sites where inscriptions are there in the pillar. So, the list of sites from the previous slides may also be included here. Some of them will obviously be included. Lauria Nandangarh district in West Champaran, Bihar. Lauria Araraj in East Champaran district, Bihar. Ramapurba in Champaran district of Bihar. Kosambi in Allahabad district, UP. Sarnath in Varanasi district, UP. Lumbini in Rupandehi district of Nepal. Allahabad in Prayagraj, UP. Amravati in Guntur district, Andhra Pradesh. Jatinga Rameshwara inscription in Chitradurga district of Karnataka. Brahmagiri inscription in Chitradurga district of Karnataka. Siddhapur in Uttara Kannada in Karnataka. Gavimat in Koppal district of Karnataka. Palki Gundu in Koppal district of Karnataka, and Maski in Raichur district of Karnataka. So many of the major and minor edicts are there in the written in the pillar. Therefore, these can also be included in the pillar edicts. Hence, I have made a separate list of all the pillar edicts that have been found. Now we'll go through important archaeological evidences of the Mauryan period. This is very important to note that the amount of literary evidences available from Arthashastra, Megasthenesis Indica, different other Greek texts, and also from the Ashokan inscriptions are much more than that of the archaeological evidences available. There are very limited archaeological evidences or structures found from the Mauryan period. There is a significant gap in the reliable archaeological data from Mauryan period, particularly between different phases of northern black polished ware or NBPW culture. So, the Archaeological evidences are particularly between the different phases of northern black polished ware culture. Kumrahar and Bulandibag are important sites associated with Patliputra, the Mauryan capital, provide crucial but limited insight. So, Kumrahar and Bulandibag can be assumed to have been the site where the city, the original city of Patliputra, have been located, and they provide a crucial but limited insight about the Mauryan capital city called Patliputra. Discoveries include urban infrastructure elements, sculptures, and terracotta images indicative of royal patronage and urban milieu. So, what have been found from all these sites? Different infrastructure elements have been found, different kind of sculptures have been found, terracotta images which are indicative to royal patronage have been found from the sites of Kumrahar and Bulandibag. Here on the left hand side, you can see an image where excavation in Bulandibag and Kumrahar has been shown. Punched mark coins are used during this periods in Mauryan era suggest an advanced monetary system and trade practices. If you go through my video of coins in the second urbanization series, then you can understand what are punched mark coins. These are coins where in a molten sheet of metal the symbols were stamped or punched, thus bringing out the name the punch mark coins. And these were the coins which were used during the Mauryan period, and thus an advanced monetary system can be seen during this period. Symbols like peacock and the sun on these coins may indicate their political or religious significance. So symbols, representative symbols of different kinds of state were stamped in the coins, and the Mauryan symbol was peacock and the sun, and thus it may indicate the political or religious significance of this period. Next up, we have the numismatic evidence. There are different kinds of coins available during the Mauryan period, and the details about those coins provide valuable information. So, let's go through it in detail. Extensive use of silver punched mark coins and introduction of new denomination and times like the massacres. So, new denominations of coins were introduced during this time, and the silver punch mark coins were extensively used, and the new denomination and times like the massacres were introduced. Coins reflect the economic stability and complexity of the Mauryan economy, facilitating both domestic and international trade. So, whenever there is coin, we get a reflection of the stable economic policies and complexities of the time. Hence, the Mauryan economy was very much stable with both domestic and international trade. The style and manufacturing techniques of coins offer insights into the technological advancement of the period. So, the different kinds of technique used in the making of coins give us an insight about the advancement of technology during the Mauryan period. Coins served not only as economic tools but also as means of propagating royal imagery and messages across empire. So coins were not only mere economic tools, they did not have monetary functions only. They were also means of propagating royal image or royal decree over and across the empire. The interpretation of these numismatic finds often complicated by the sporadic nature of their discovery and preservation conditions. So all these coins were not discovered in a very well preserved condition. Therefore, the interpretation of these numismatic sources is often controversial and confusing. Now we will go through the Emperor Ashok's connection to Buddhist ideals. Ashok was undoubtedly the most famous of all the Mauryan emperors we have discussed. Hence, we will have to discuss his connection with Buddhist ideals, which has been written in several of his inscriptions. Ashoka's inscription often elaborate on the concept of Dhamma, which means moral law, revealing his dedication to Buddhist teachings. So, Ashoka, after the War of Kalinga, dedicated his entire resource and entire energy in the propagation of Dhamma. Here again, Dhamma does not mean religion, it means moral and ethical principles that one should follow. And all these moral and ethical principles were inspired from the Buddhist teachings. Direct references towards Buddha highlight Ashoka's close relationship with Buddhist community, underscoring his role as a patron and protector. So, in many of the inscription, he has directly referred to Buddha's teachings, and thus we get to know that Ashok was a patron of Buddhism and also played as a role of protector to the Buddhist community. Inscriptions contain guidelines aimed at fostering social and moral welfare across his empire. So all these inscriptions contain many kinds of guidelines whose sole aim is to foster social and moral welfare across his empire. Unlike the detailed religious and ethical exhortations, few inscriptions delve into the minutiae of daily administrative operations. So, few of the inscription also give us details about the administrative operations. In this regard, the name of Mahasthangar and Shohagura inscription can be taken into account, where Ashok has referred to the existence of relief features during natural calamities. Means this he has instructed food like grains and oil to be distributed from his reserves when the area will be affected by natural calamities such as tornado or floods. That time the state must distribute its storage resources to its citizens. So like that, a few inscriptions like Sohagura and Mahasthangar inscription delve deep into the daily administrative operations. Ashoka's inscriptions set precedents for subsequent rulers regarding the integration of religious virtues into governance. So these inscriptions set the example of his following rulers regarding how one can integrate religion and ethical values into the policies of governance. Now, later historical references. Many of the Ashokan inscriptions and the time of Mauryan administration has been referred by later rulers in their own inscriptions. In 150 Christian era, the Junagadh inscription mentions a water reservoir project initiated during Chandragupta Maurya's time and completed in Ashoka's era, linking Ashoka to infrastructural development. So, in this inscription, one very famous ruler called Rudra Daman has mentioned in 150 CE, which is approximately 450 years after Chandragupta's reign. Another ruler is telling that construction of a water reservoir project was started at the time of Chandragupta Maurya and was completed by his grandson Ashok, linking to the infrastructural development. So Ashok and Chandragupta has been linked to the development of a water reservoir project. And how come we know this? We come to know this about an inscription by another ruler after about 450 years later, covering 5th to 15th centuries. Inscriptions at places like Shravana Velgola mention figures like Chandragupta Maurya and the Jain saint Vadrabahu, suggesting continued religious and cultural significance. So, inscriptions dating from 5th to 15th centuries, which is approximately 2000 years after the Mauryan period, we get mentions of figures like Chandragupta Maurya and also different religious people with whom he interacted. Thus, we understand the significance or the influence of the Mauryan rulers across Indian history. These inscriptions fuel debates among the historians about the continuity and impact of Ashoka's policies and the Mauryan legacy. So, the historians are often confused regarding how far was the influence of Ashoka's policy and how far was the influence of Mauryan legacy in Indian history, because we find names of Mauryan rulers written by other rulers who came approximately 2000 years after the reign of original Mauryan rulers. The repeated association with religious figures in later inscription underscores the intertwined nature of religion and royalty in ancient India. So, in many other in the time of many other rulers, we get examples where the royal family was involved in different kind of religious practices. Hence, there was an intertwining between religious figures and royalty patronage in ancient India. The variety and breadth of these inscriptions pose challenges in forming a unified historical narrative. So there has been diverse interpretations about these inscriptions, and therefore a challenge is there in forming a unified historical narrative. Now, archaeological and numismatic gaps. There are different break in linkage between archaeological and numismatic sources. The gaps in archaeological evidence create challenges in forming a continuous historical narrative of the Mauryan period. So, either because of lack of research or because of improper excavations, different kind of archaeological evidences are not available from the Mauryan period. We may not have discovered it yet, or they may have been destroyed. Therefore, there is a gap in forming a challenge in forming a continuous historical narrative. Dating of archaeological finds remains uncertain, complicating the chronological mapping of Ashoka's reign. So, dating of archaeological finds is very much difficult because the places where the people of Mauryan period had their occupation are in continuous occupation even during the present time. So, dating of those places are near to impossible because they have been in continuous occupation. Thus, there is a complicacy regarding the chronological mapping of the Mauryan period. Findings are often incomplete or isolated, providing only partial insights into the broader socio political context of the Mauryan Empire. So, many of the findings are isolated without any connection to its surrounding sites, and many of the findings are also incomplete. Thus, there is only partial information available in many places. Interpretations of coinage and its significance remain debated among scholars, reflecting uncertainties in their political and economic implications. The interpretations of motifs of coins and artifacts is complex, often leading to diverse conclusions about their symbolic meanings. So even though we find different kind of symbols and motifs in the coins, but still their interpretation cannot be made out of certainty because there have been diverse conclusion about their symbolic meanings. Now, significance of artifacts. What are the significance of the archaeological findings, that is the artifact? Artifacts bear symbols whose significance extends beyond mere decoration, potentially indicating royal or religious messages. So these artifacts bear symbols whose significance cannot be limited only to decorative purposes, but they indicate royal and religious messages. Variability in the style and material of artifacts across different regions of the empire suggest localized adaptations. So the theme of the inscription may have been same, but in different places it has been written in different languages. Therefore, there was an adaptation of the local cultures during the Mauryan period. Analysis of different coin types and their circulation patterns provide insight into the economic policies and reach of Ashoka's administration. So different types of coins and their circulation patterns throughout the Indian subcontinent provide an insight into the different kind of economic policies which are followed by Emperor Ashok and the reach or his territorial extent of administration. The interpretation of archaeological and numismatic evidence is fraught with theoretical and methodological challenges, the challenges which we have already discussed. Despite these challenges, the artifacts and inscriptions collectively contribute significantly to our understanding of the Mauryan. Now, in conclusion and historical impact, we are going to go through an overview of the entire presentation. Ashoka's inscriptions highlight a governance style that was revolutionary for its emphasis on ethics and morality. So, this is one unique feature throughout world history where an emperor has uh, commissioned inscriptions all around his territory regarding the principles of life in ethics and morality. His efforts to integrate Buddhist principles into state governments had a lasting impact on cultural landscape of South Asia. Thus, Ashoka was one behind the worldwide spread of Buddhism. The inscriptions served not only as historical documents but also as artifacts of ancient propaganda and communication. While limited, the archaeological and numismatic evidences provides crucial insights into the economic and cultural dimensions of his reign. The study of Ashoka's inscriptions and related archaeological finds continues to evolve, offering new interpretations and insights into his rule and its impact on subsequent generations. So, that was all about Ashokan inscriptions in detail while discussing the administrative policy and the Mauryan dynasty. We are going to delve deep into these inscriptions where we will understand the economic policies of the Mauryan rulers. So that was all for now, and please support me so that I can bring brighter contents in future. Thank you so much for your love and support.